Since making its debut at the Tribeca Festival, the one and only Dick Gregory has been catching the attention of film critics, and now it's on Showtime for all to see. Take a look.
Dick Gregory was one of the greatest political comedians to ever live.
In about 6 more months, they're going to be forced to hire Negro bus drivers in Mississippi, so we're growing steering wheels so they can drive from the back of the bus.
His stage presence was so smooth.
Dick Gregory changed the entire landscape of stand-up comedy.
Football's a fair sport for my people. Only sport in the world a Negro can chase a white man and 40,000 people stand up and cheer.
Well, the man bringing Dick Gregory's story to life is award-winning producer and director, Mr. Andre Gang. See how everyone's yelling for you? It's not a fake audio thing. It's a whole bunch of people yelling.
A whole bunch of people there, right?
Yes, a whole bunch. But can I just say this to you, Mr. Gaines? I was telling them earlier when I was talking about you coming on, I said I gave this a standing ovation. I gave it 2 thumbs and 2 big toes up. I snapped my fingers for it. There was no, it's all kinds of emotion. I'd give you a standing ovation now, but my chair is high. I can't get back on it if I do.
Well, I'll take the 2 big toes. That's fine.
Okay, cool. But just bringing this to us, this story of Dick Gregory, who was a comedy pioneer, a civil rights activist, a health enthusiast, and just there's so much of his story that a lot of us that get to see this movie didn't even know. So why was this a project you decided to take on?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and good morning to you and all of your guests. You know, really the project kind of, you know, came to me and Dick Gregory sort of at the same time. We sort of chose each other when we came to do this project. And I remember seeing him on a panel called the State of the Black Union. It was this thing that used to come on C-SPAN every year. It was about 2008 when Barack Obama first ran for president. And, you know, growing up in the 80s, I'm a child of the 80s. I didn't know Dick Gregory as a comedian. I knew him as a drink. You know, during that time, he sold something called the Bahamian Diet. And if you wanted some of it, just say, give me some of that Dick Gregory. So that's how I came to know Dick Gregory. And it wasn't until many years later that I got to know him as a comedian and really just fell in love with him. I mean, he was an astounding personality, historic figure, activist, comedian. I mean, just you name it, he covered the gamut. So when the opportunity came to do it and actually get it off the ground, I gave him a cold call. I didn't know him at all. Flew him out to Los Angeles and we hit it off, and the rest is history, as they say.
I'm telling you, you did such an amazing job in telling this incredibly amazing story because, like I said earlier, there's so much I didn't know about him. I knew him as the vegan comedian, like vegan legendary comedian. And then when I saw bits where they were like, no flour in the house, no sugar, I was like, this dude must have been my dad in my other life because that's how my home is now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I felt so much. I cried, I laughed, and everything. So, and you have all these other people who were influenced by him, from Dave Chappelle to Chris Rock to Kevin Hart, Rob Schneider, Wanda Sykes, even the great Harry Belafonte was on there. How did you come about like deciding who made it to the film?
Well, you know, it had to do a lot with who had a relationship with Dick Gregory. I mean, there's a lot of people who were heavily influenced by him and they just never met him. But pretty much everybody in the movie actually met Dick Gregory. Not only that, but knew him in some type of an intimate way, even though they weren't necessarily his contemporary, like Harry Belafonte and Dr. Murray Evers, who actually sort of came up in the well with him. The folks that were influenced by him, like Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle, you know, they have personal stories and relationships with Dick Gregory that really helped add to the film. And so there were a lot of people that wanted to be a part of it. Unfortunately, we couldn't fit everybody into it. But the ones that are in the film, we really wanted to highlight their relationship with the man and have them kind of tell us some stories about their relationship with Dick Gregory. Because, I mean, we could have made, 10 of these things. I mean, we ended up making one movie. That was the goal, to make one really great film about Dick Gregory. But at the end of the day, there were just so many people whose lives he touched over the many decades that he was active. I mean, we're talking nearly 6 decades, 50 years of a career.
And he never stopped till the end. He never stopped going till the end. I was just so inspired watching it. You know, it's like you feel so much watching this because you look at like what was going on then and how he put his life on the line. And then I love how you put the video, the old video and the new video, because I said to myself, the same police brutality, the same injustice, the same inequality. It's just different because it's in color now and it's just in black and white. I was thinking that and then it popped up. I was like, oh my goodness. And you are just a brilliant filmmaker, because the people who have seen this is just like one of your great things, because you also have The Lady in the Dale, seriously, on HBO Max. And then what is this I hear about Children of the Corn?
Yeah, so
when are we getting that?
We shot the remake of Children of the Corn during the pandemic. We were one of 2 films only shooting in the world during the first lockdown from March to May of 2020. It was pretty crazy. Everybody else was, you know, at home. We were still in the cornfields of Australia shooting this movie. And so that'll be coming soon, later this year during Halloween. So you'll be able to see it then. So
can I tell you, as soon as we said Children of the Corn, someone here said, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like the first movie that everybody remembers being really afraid of. I mean, I was too young to see the original one when it first came out, but I saw it sort of later in maybe the early 90s, late 80s, that kind of thing, when I would sneak in with my older brother or older cousins and kind of watch some scary movies. And so when the opportunity again came my way to you know, produce this movie, finance it, we co-financed it, I said, I've got to do it. It's one of the first movies everybody was afraid of, so I got to remake this thing.
All right, so since you're the boss in charge, you're like, you can make things happen. Is there a way there can be like a warning before this movie, like check your blood pressure, have you be at the hospital, have 911 on speed dial, like something? Because I have a feeling I am not a good scary movie person, so.
No heart conditions, no pregnant women, no children. Yeah, just all the things that can't go on to a roller coaster ride. You can't come in and watch this movie for sure, because most people will be afraid of it just from some of that terrible nostalgia that they remember from the film back in the 80s. But you know, it needed to be updated. It was a great opportunity to do it. I think audiences are going to love it.
Oh, well, let me tell you, I didn't see the first one because someone was like, you're not going to survive it, because they know how much of a wuss I am. So we'll see about this one. Now that I know you, after I watch this one, if I get any heart conditions, then I know who to track down.
Yeah, you can track me down.
I'll track you down and yell at you for it all. But now I know we can all enjoy the offering you have now. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure to meet you. Everyone, seriously, you're going to love him even more after you see the one and only Dick Gregory. It is currently playing on Showtime. Thank you so much. Bravo, bravo, bravo.